Fanatics fights back to outbid DraftKings. They've come out of nowhere and they've submitted an offer of $225 million. That's a 50% increase on the original offer. And the funny part is that it was a cash offer that was unanimously recommended by the Pointsbet board. So no objections. Yes, get it in. Let's go. Boom. It was released. It was pretty much pushed through. Then DraftKings didn't even have time to sort of come back with anything, and they pretty much said they're out. So now the board, the shareholders will come together and vote on this deal. But what we're seeing is that why Fanatics really wanted this Pointsbet deal is because it's going to accelerate their push into industry. It's going to give it the technology they need, the trading capabilities, and once again, the market access that Pointsbet currently has now opens up doors for Fanatics, warm leads, warm path into these markets, not just for betting. They will incorporate other aspects of their business. Michael Rubin, this guy's unbelievable. He's just yeah.
Well, he's got backing. He's got vision. He's got he's not afraid to make a bold move, and
No.
and here we are in a case where made a play for PointsBet. DraftKings responds, and we talked about it last week. Hey, if I'm PointsBet, I'm glad DraftKings got in because obviously it was an increase over the next deal. So if Fanatics really wanted it, they come back in with another offer, which they did. And oh, by the way, DraftKings did not meet their deadline or to formalize that their 195 offer. So look, the winner in this case is the shareholders of PointsBet, right? They went from 150 to 225 on the sale in a week's time. And they were struggling and having to shutter operations over here. So and again, we talked about it a little bit last week. It gives Fanatics key strategic hold in a platform that they have great interest in. They already have significant relationships globally through their merchandising relationships. I mean, there'll be a natural push for them to push out their, whatever their, their betting or fantasy or whatever their component's going to be under the PointsBet or Fanatic Bet or whatever they end up calling it, platform. And again, it's diversifying a company that was primarily in that retail merchandise collectibles business, and now they've moved into a sector that's obviously a fast growing one here in the U.S., one that's globally accepted, and they're a recognized name that will now have a new offering to their global audience. So again, we tip of the cap to Michael Rubin, his executive team, for not getting emotional, not getting pissed off, not saying anything bad. They just responded with what a sound well-run company is going to do if they wanted that asset, which they did. All right, good for them. Here's my next offer, and that next offer was significant enough to where I don't know if DraftKings is still on the clock or not, but I think the folks at PointsBet are like, get this thing done, let's close this thing, move along. And DraftKings had their moment. They showed that they didn't close it within the time frame, and Michael Rubin said, "Well, I'm not going to let that happen again. No fooling me twice here."
Why would they back out? Why would DraftKings not go all the way here?
Don't know. But at the end of the day, maybe their whole play was to call Fanatics bluff, see if they were really serious. And if they were going to buy it, then they were going to at least make them buy it for 75 million more than what they offered. So at the end of the day, maybe there's a few
the way
people that have a little shares in PointsBet that we don't know that work at DraftKings. I don't know.
But see, I would have looked at it a bit differently. It's like I would have fought to keep this little guy out from our industry, made him work harder. Because you know why? Because at the end of the day, this is my world. You're coming into my world.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make it easy for you, right? Because at the end of the day, business is war.
Yeah.
It is
No.
what it is, right? It's
Again.
war. Yeah.
And again, maybe they miscalculated here, thinking that their 195 offer would have kept Fanatics, at bay, that they wouldn't have coughed up more. That Fanatics was probably interested interested at 150, not so interested at over 200, and guess what? They were. And maybe DraftKings wasn't interested in spending 250 to keep him out. Don't know, but again, just as the world turns, Fanatics and DraftKings will be ones to keep an eye on, at the next fantasy sports conference, because they'll be in the same room. We'll see how they interact.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll catch you all next week. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.